Okay, well, let's go add in some finishing touches to this site. Now, the way this is laid out, I might not like it that way. I might want to reverse it. I could go in and say, actually, I want this part to be the one that has 8 columns and this one to be the one that has 4. And let's see what that looks like. You know, maybe you like that look better. I'll go ahead and put it back for my purposes. There's also something you can do. So back to the way it was. You can also go in, like I mentioned earlier, and you can indicate if it's on a large device, do it this way. If it's on a small device, do it this way. And so there's all these different breakdowns. If I come in and just delete out this 4, and then I say call, notice that there's large, there's extra large, there's extra extra large, XX. Let's just find this. There's medium, small. So you can say, and by the way, you can go out and look at, let's see if we can find it quick. Bootstrap, large, medium. I can't remember what it's called. This is just where we were. Where's my... There's extra small, small, large. So depending on the size of the screen, you might say, actually, I want to split it. So watch, let me give an example. This will be easier. If I say, for the large size, I want this to be, if I'm on a computer, that's most of the screen, I want this to be 4 columns. But if I get on a small screen, I actually want this to be half of the screen. And then I could do the same thing down here. So for the call large, I'll do 8. But if it gets onto a smaller screen, then I can do 6. Now as I run this, watch how it divides it differently. So I can come in here and, well, that's not working the way I wanted it to. What did I do? Call large 8, 4. Oh, that's large and large. Haha. Why didn't you stop me when I do stupid stuff like that? Okay, so small. Let's say when it gets small, we're going to 6 and 6. Okay, let's try that. See if that works a little bit better. It was confused about my instructions. Okay, so currently we're split up in kind of this third and then 2/3 kind of way. But notice as we get down to where it's a small, considered a small window, it splits to 50-50. Come back out, it splits to the 1/3, 2/3. And so I can indicate, you know, based on the size of the video, or sorry, not the video, but the screen, how big I want these columns to be. I could go in and make this, instead of small, I'll make it extra small, so XS. XS. So now that jump that occurs won't happen until the screen gets smaller. So currently I'm out, I've got, you know, the 1/3, 2/3 look. I get to where now it's going to take and push it down based on the screen. It's going to try and go half and half, but there wasn't enough room, so it gets down and now just drops that stuff that used to be out to the right down below. So you can mess around with this and you can make a size for each, you know, what they call breakpoint as the window shrinks smaller and smaller. So I'll leave it like this, and so then what else can we do to make this look a little better? Let's add another row. So we've got now one row of information with some containers, but there's also some bands that should probably be honorable mentions. And so I'm going to come in here, create a new div. The class is going to be a row. All right, so in that row, I just want to come in here and I'll say something like let's do other. Whoops, this is going to be a heading. Let's do a H3 other notable trios. All right, and then we'll just drop in some images here of some other notable trios. And so I'm going to take and just put 3 honorable mentions basically. So I'll create 3 new divs. for columns. So I'll create a div here. Whoops. Div. And I'm not going to even put a size on these. I'm just going to let it split it evenly between the space that it has. So that'll be a column. And then I'm going to do the same thing again twice. I hardly ever copy and paste. And it always just leads to trouble. I advise students never to do it, but I'm just trying to hurry in this little video. So we've got 3 different columns now that we can put images in. So I'm going to go out and get some images of 3 more bands that for me are some honorable mentions. So one of them is Nirvana. I used to like them so much when I was in high school, and I've grown out of that. So we can just grab one of these images. Is there one of them playing? Better not scroll too far into these pictures. Let's go get this one. So I'll go and save this image, and this will be just Nirvana. So I'm not a huge fan, but I can appreciate the music that they put out. So I went and saved that one. Let's go to another one, Green Day. Again, lots of people like them so much, and they're, you know, they're okay. Let's grab, I like this image here. So we go in, and they have some good songs. They actually really do have some good songs. And they're ones that I appreciate more now as I've gotten older. So Green Day. And then the last one that I just, again, I can appreciate them. I just don't love them as much. But the Police. Which image do we want for this one? Let's just grab this one here. So we'll save that. And this is going to be the Police. So I've got those 3 images that I'll go out and copy in. So Nirvana, Green Day, the Police. Copy those into my images folder. And then I can take and put those in those spots. So I'll drag in Nirvana into this div. I'll drag in Green Day into this div. I'll drag in the Police into this div. And they're going to be kind of weird sized, and I want them to be a consistent size. Let's see how it looks first, and then we'll maybe change those sizes. Yeah, they're pretty big, right? So let's make those a consistent size, and it's not even working well. Let me get the website out. They're big enough that they're folding down, and that's not what we wanted. So let me come in and just say, let's make this size, so the width. If you change one aspect of it, it changes the other. So we can just do the width and say maybe 200. Width equals 200. Width equals 200. All right, let's see how that looks. I want that below. So the other notable trios, I want that to be above these images. And so actually the heading here, I don't want as part of the row. I want that to be up above it. That was my mistake. One of the cool things about Visual Studio, by the way, is you can highlight stuff and then just drag it, which makes it nice. So now we've got this other row that has these 3 images with the notable trios. Let me try running this again. All right, so now I've got these 3 images. Those are pretty small. I'm going to change that. Let's go 300. All right, so my fan side is starting to come together. And notice if I start to collapse this stuff, it'll take and fold the stuff that's running off the row down to the row below. And as I run into the same problem here, where it's getting small enough it needs to run down, then notice it pops down like this. So when I go look at it on a phone, then it looks like this. And so that's the responsive design that we're looking for as we build these sites. All right, maybe just another finishing touch or two in the next video, and we'll be done. Spencer, out.